They're long. It would take a list of adjectives to put together for Fritz. He's warm. He has amazing integrity. The brokerage community gave him the Broker's Choice Award, which means that he is the broker that they'd most like to do a deal with in Sacramento. He is forthright, caring, involved. Most importantly is his warmth. Fritz is a friend to he has so many friends, it's unbelievable. He has friends to everybody. And he's respected by everybody. And that's hard to do in the business that he's in, but he's managed to do it and earned every bit of it.
Any of you that know him, whether you know the 12 Scout laws or not, Fritz lives those every day. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, especially to Brenda, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Fritz is all those.
Fritz is a winner. He wins at the game that he plays. He stays in the race, he finishes the course, and he wins. And so who wouldn't want a winner on his team? And I think that for us at St. Hope, he's a winner, and he helps us be a winner because he's been there a long time, he's consistent, he's persistent, he is engaged and involved, and he is there to measure results.
You know, so Fritz has been doing this a long time, and he does it so well. Fritz is a pro. Fritz is a great professional. You know, that sounds simple. It's not. The guy treats people right. He knows his stuff. He's a good guy, and he works hard. You know, but that's pretty much it. It's just real straightforward with Fritz. And I just love Fritz. I don't know anybody who doesn't love Fritz Brown.
I'm really humbled and flattered to be here tonight as being selected the Person of the Year by NAIOP. In comparison to the previous Persons of the Year, they're all developers, and I'm a lowly broker. I mean, Louis Pappas and Denton Kelly and Kevin Ramos and Mark Friedman, all builders and developers. Well, one thing that they miss, they needed a broker, and that's what we are, or I am. We're brokers, and if they build it, the old Kevin Costner movie, they will come. Well, they did come, but they needed someone to market their properties, and that's, of course, what we do at Brown, Stevens, Elmore, and Spar, and all the other 500 or 600 brokers that are in Sacramento. Let me tell you how I got started. I grew up in Lodi, and my father was this kind of a small-time contractor. He was building houses, maybe ones or twosies, not many. And I was working during the summer when I was going to college for him. Of course, digging ditches, all the tasks that nobody else wanted to do. And one day this fellow drove up in a Cadillac. Of course, in those days, the Cadillac was the car of choice for high rollers. There weren't any BMWs or Jaguars or Lexus. And he stepped out of the car and he had a pair of cowboy boots on and a string tie. And I asked my dad, who is that? And he said, well, that's Stanley Kirst. And I said, what does he do? He said, well, he's the real estate guy who's going to sell our houses. And I said, that's the guy that I want to be. I want to be the guy that sells things. I don't want to have the shovel in my hand. You know, when I first came to Sacramento, there were just a handful of brokerage community, a brokerage company, the Cordano Company, Mason McDuffie, Colwell, Banker, Arts and Cook, and maybe there were 20 or 25 commercial brokers in the field. Now, today, there's well over 500. With many, many firms that we all know that have come to town. I think what sets me apart from the 500 or 600 other brokers is that there's not one that's named Fritz. And in my opinion, that's what sets me apart, because I know that they can remember Fritz, but it's hard to remember John. There might be 20 Johns, or there might be 20 Bills, or there might be 30 Davids, but there's only one Fritz in the commercial brokerage business in Sacramento, and I hope to keep it that way. my future, I guess, I'm not as old as my driver's license would indicate. I want to continue in the business, but one of the issues that I have is that I'm looking around when I talk to some of these young people. I have sport coats that are older than 70 or 80% of the young people in our business. When I say that, I think I have one that's at least 50 years old. I don't wear it anymore, but at least I still have it. It was a blazer that I got playing rugby for the Olympic Club, and I still have it in my closet. But again, it's a little too old to wear around the neighborhood.
Well, today, it's 97 years old, 97, 84 years old. Fritz is still as involved as he was when we were on the SACTO board together years ago. He goes to the events. He's out in the community. He's giving back. Not a lot of people at 84 years old that don't say, I don't need to do this anymore. And Fritz does it because he loves it. And Brenda wants him out of the house.
Fritz is still working. He's older than 65. And Fritz is still working. And that's encouraging. As he likes to say, he's still, he's still relevant. He's still relevant. And a couple of years ago, he sent out a package to his buddies that showed us all the deals he'd made in 1 year. I'm still relevant.
Fritz is one of those guys, they say that this guy knows so much, he's forgotten more than most people know. Well, Fritz, being his age, has forgotten a lot. But I can tell you, Fritz can remember a deal that he made on Auburn Boulevard in 1973. He can remember the buyer, the seller, what the price was from 50, 60 years ago, but he can't remember what he had for breakfast, but that's okay.
I know that Fritz has a lot of work ahead. In a saying that we have in my community is, I don't think he's any way tired. He will continue to thrive, to help, I think, take St. Hope to another level. So for the future, I see Fritz still doing his thing, looking at the details, encouraging us, but keeping us on track, and some great things to come.
Fritz is a hitter. Fritz is a deal maker. And the interesting thing about his deal making over the years, and it's reflective of what you have to do in life, you better be nimble, you better adjust. And historically, Fritz was one of the outstanding retail brokers in North America. And when he was at Coldwell Banker, was with Peter, and then later on his own. But as times change, you better shift gears. So Fritz has made some leasing deals in office. He's made some land deals. I think he even sold an apartment building. But outstanding achievement is one. Fritz has been very, very successful in the business. And then, as all your speakers will represent to you tonight, he's an outstanding representative of the industry. If you were to send somebody from the real estate industry, be it brokerage or development, Fritz is someone that you'd have represent us and be proud to have him represent us. So achievement, and he represents our industry well.
Well, I think the question is, why hasn't he received it before? If they're going to give it in 2003, they gave it to somebody like me. Fritz should have been way ahead of me, and he's made a difference. That's what's your legacy? If you leave this world, your legacy is that I make a difference. And Fritz is making a difference, and he's made a difference, and he absolutely deserves it.
Well, first of all, I'm really surprised Fritz hasn't won this before. There's been so many great honorees over the years, including myself, but Fritz is very, very deserving for so many reasons. Not only is he a great real estate professional, the guy has been the Trainer Fairbrook Humanitarian of the Year at least once, maybe more. As I mentioned, he's an extremely popular broker. He's given so much. Look what he's done here in Oak Park. Look what he's done with Kevin Johnson and St. Hope. I mean, he's Mr. St. Hope. Well, look what he's done for the Boy Scouts. Fritz is just a very, very well-rounded, complete man.
I think Fritz Brown is receiving this award because of his unwavering commitment to excellence for our community. In St. Hope, he has been a pillar and really a driver in so many things. When we started, we didn't even have a facility. Now we have over a dozen facilities that we're operating in. And so when you think about Fritz's impact to this community, think of St. Hope. Think of 40 acres at 35th and Broadway. And think about the vibrancy of this community that 20 or 25 years ago, because I was there then, it wasn't the same. So we appreciate Fritz. That's why he is more than deserving of this award that you are giving him tonight.
In closing tonight, I'd like to talk about friendship. And for the last 50 years, friends from Coldwell Banker have met for an annual lunch. And we initiated this because Dan Sheldon was going to leave to become a developer. And so we had this gathering. I organized the lunch, and we've had a lunch ever since. And then in more recent times, we're meeting more often because we are getting older. But at that lunch were Fritz Brown, Clark Stevens, Doug Elmore, Peter Spar, Tommy Yeager, Greg Mayerfay came for a long time, Boyd Cahill, Dave Johnson, bless his heart, he's gone. Mark Nelson started to join us, Mike Kirk, Irv Rios. And for 50 years, we've been having lunch together. In between those lunches and often we call each other. We're interested in each other's families, how your kid's doing. And so friendship in the business, it's so important to have fun. But the camaraderie that I've enjoyed by knowing Fritz and all of the people that surround Fritz and myself has brought me great joy, and I know it has to Fritz. So Fritz, continue to be a great role model. 12 Scout Laws, I know that's how you live, and I'm honored to be your friend. Congratulations on your award tonight.
Fritz is one of a kind. He's just the guy that everybody loves and respects, and it is truly a joy to be his friend and to be asked to participate in this very, very special night for him. He's earned it, he deserves it, and we love you, Fritz.
As I said earlier, being the person of the year is a very flattering and humbling experience for me because of, as I mentioned, the previous winners were just some wonderful, wonderful, fine people and developers who did wonderful jobs in our community. Again, as I said, I'm a lowly broker, but again, those developers need us lowly brokers, and I'm glad that I was able to be recognized by them, which means that they feel that I've done a good job in the community, which makes me very proud to be a part. But in addition to that, it's also that I've had a blessed life in Sacramento, and I have a wonderful family to help me on the way there's no next career for me. There's just being a broker for the rest of my life, which I hope is going to extend for a considerably long period of time.